Assalamu alaikum students. I hope you all are fine and in good health. So here back with English subject. And as you know, we are on the chapter verbs of grammar gate. In the previous class, we started with chapter 5 of grammar gate, that is verbs of page number 42. In the previous class, I explained what is a verb and then what is transitive verb and what is intransitive verb. I'll repeat the definitions. That is, a transitive verb is the one which takes an object. Now students, if you remember, and if you don't remember, you can go to the video. I have explained what is subject, what is object and what is verb separately, right? So a transitive verb will have object and an intransitive verb will not have an object after the verb. Okay? So in today's class, we will be starting the topic auxiliaries. Now what is auxiliaries? Let's see. So open page number 42 of your textbook. Okay, I hope you are sitting with the books open. So read along with me and it will help you understand better. Now we know what is verb. What is a verb? Action word, right? Action words are known as verb. Now what is auxiliary? Auxiliaries are helping verbs. Now do you see verbs? Now in verbs we have two categories. We can have a main verb and a helping verb. What can we have? We can have a main verb and a helping verb. See students, we can have a main verb and a helping verb. Okay, so here we are going to talk about helping verbs. Now what is the main verb? Main verb is the main actions that we are going to talk about. Okay students, the main action like playing, singing, dancing, sleeping, sitting, standing, okay, jumping, walking. These all, they can be considered as main verbs. Helping verbs used before other verbs. Now helping verbs, okay, with the helping verb, with the main verb, like suppose playing, dancing, singing, we can have other verb that will come before this main verb. See students, make it clear. Verb can be a helping verb and the main verb. Okay, so the main verbs are the main actions. Okay, helping verb will come before the main verbs. Okay, and why do you use helping verb? Now auxiliaries can be called as helping verbs. What do we call the helping verbs? We can call them auxiliaries. Okay, so now why do we need helping verbs? We are already having main verbs, right? Why do we need the helping verb? Because to form tenses, passive voice, questions, or to express meanings like possibility, permission, ability, and obligations. Now, helping verbs, they help us to make tenses, okay, to make the correct tense. Suppose if you want to say the person is sleeping right now, okay, now the person is sleeping, it is continuous, okay, so you use is sleeping. So here is a helping verb that we'll study later, okay. Then passive voices. Now active and passive voice, that also you will be studying in later chapters, okay, but what is the difference in passive voice? That there will be by in a sentence. Okay, suppose the glass was broken by him. So was over here will be a helping verb. Okay, then questions, to ask questions like see, you can, could, may, all that can be used. Okay, they can also be used for possibility, permission, ability, obligations. Now in questions you can even use is he coming, okay, was he going, yes, all this. So is, was, am, are, they are all can be told as helping verb. A few auxiliaries to be mentioned are be verbs. Now students, see, these are other helping verbs: have, do, can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, must, and ought to. These are models also, right? We can call them models also. So these models can be as a helping verbs. The word, okay, but am, is, was, were, they are also helping verbs. But this category, am, is, was, and were. Okay, am, is, was, or were, don't get confused. Where and were, they are they are different. Okay, so am, is, was, were, these four, this combine, when we combine all of them, they are called be verbs. What are they called? Be verbs. Make this clear, students. Okay, and other auxiliaries can be this. Suppose what can be the questions we can make by using have. Okay, have I done anything wrong? Okay, do you have pen? Can you come home? See, now coming is main action over here, but can you used as auxiliary helping verb. Okay students, so I hope this is clear. The verb need and dare sometimes behave like auxiliaries. So sometimes need or dare, these two words can also be used as helping verb. Okay, so I hope auxiliaries meaning is clear. They are the helping verbs which come before the main verbs. Okay, mainly we can be called as be verbs or the other verbs like this. Okay, now be, do, and have. Be over here we mean, what is the meaning of be over here? Not the word be. Be verbs. That's what we are talking about. Okay students, so using be verbs, using do, or using have, how can you use that? Be, do, have, and their various forms. Now various forms, see I told you be means am, is, are, right? Was or were. Now do can be as did, does. Do has three forms, right? Do, does, and did. Did is past, right? Do and does. So then has. Have has three other forms: have, has, had. Yes, I have done, she has done. Have is for plural, has is for singular, and had is the past tense. Okay, so again over here, does is singular and do is plural. Clear? She does. Okay, he does his work on time. So all this. Okay, now we are going to learn the usage of be verbs, usage of do and different forms, have and different forms. Okay, now let's see what the sentence says. And so on are unique because they can be used both as main verbs and helping verbs. Now students, main verbs, this three, keep this in mind. This three can be used as main verbs also. Like you will not have any other helping verb. These are, okay, don't get confused. Be, do, and have, this comes in the category of helping verbs only. Okay students, but sometimes in a sentence, if you don't have any other main action, but you are having is, am, are, was, were, did, does, do. If you are having this, but you are not having any other main action, then this helping verb becomes your main verb. I hope you are clear now. Okay. So now there are various categories wherein you will come to know how it is used. So see, the same thing is mentioned. I have made it clear over here for you all. Okay. See, be, do, and have. Be, do, have, and their various forms like am, is, are, did, does, has, had, and so on are unique because they can be used both as main verbs and helping verbs. As main verbs and helping verbs. Okay? Okay, let's go through the first point. The verb be as an auxiliary and main verb in the following sentences. Now the verb be. Be means, what do we mean by be? Be, we mean be verbs. What do we mean by be? Be means is, am, are, was, or were. If you don't understand, students, you can clearly, you can write it in your textbook also with pencil if you, to make it clear. Okay, so be over here we mean be verbs is, am, are, was, were. Now this can be used as auxiliary, it means it can be used as helping verb, or it can be used as main verbs. So now there are two examples where one is used as auxiliary and one is used as main verb. Let's see. They are watching a video. They are watching. Watching, it is a main verb. It is a main verb. Okay, students, watching is a main verb. Watching is some action. Now before that we know we have one be form, that is are. That is are. We are having are, right? So what is are? Are is the helping verb over here. Yes, this be form are, it is the helping verb. Okay, now let's go to the other one. My sister is a teacher. See again be form is. Now do you have any other main action like watching? My is a pronoun. Sister, my sister is talking about, it's not a verb. A teacher, teacher is a profession, right? So do you have any main action? No. But you are having one helping verb. Which is the helping verb? Is. Is the helping verb over here, right? But as you don't have any other main verb, this helping verb becomes your main verb. I hope B form is clear. Okay, let me see in a textbook you have another example. The house was built in 1996. Okay, the house was built in 1996. Was built. Built over here, built is building, right? Building something. So it was built, that's an action, main action. So here was becomes helping verb, right? But then you see, he was angry with you. Is angry action? Angry is not action. Doing something in anger will be action, but angry is not action. What is angry? Angry is an emotion, right? It's an emotion, not the verb. Okay, so here was will become main verb. Okay, though helping verb, but here it will act as a main verb. So I hope this point is clear. Okay, you can listen to it again if you didn't understand. Okay, now let's go through the other point. Has as an auxiliary in the following sentences. Now how can you use has as auxiliary? Okay, using has is another form of have. Yes, students. Okay, so he has just come. So come is the main action over here. So has will become helping verb. Has will become helping verb. Why? Because come is the main action over here and has is the helping verb. Okay, students. Now let's see another form. Have as the main verb in the following sentences. Now we know one thing, that have can be has, it can be had. Okay, have, has, had. So we used has as auxiliary verb. Now we are using have as the main verb. It can be has also, it can be had also. So what it says, have as the main verb in the following sentences. I usually have lunch at 1:30 p.m. Now what is the main verb over here? Have is the main verb. Why have is the main verb? Because here they are talking about having. Having here we means eating lunch. Do you see any other main verb? Is there any other main action mentioned like eating or something? Nothing is mentioned, right? So here have means eating, having food, eating food. So that is why have becomes the main word. I hope this is clear. Okay, these 3 points are clear. Now let's go to the other one. The verb do. So here do. Now what are the 3 forms of do? Does and did. Okay, does and did. The verb do auxiliary in the following sentences. Now, do they know Hindi? The auxiliary do is also used to strengthen or give extra force to another verb. Okay, so students, over here it is clearly mentioned that we are using do as auxiliary. Why? Because knowing is itself a word. So do. Now here do can be used to give some force. Okay, do they know? Okay, it's giving some force on knowing something, right? Okay, so it's giving force on the another word. So that is why do they know Hindi? So over here do will become, it is used as auxiliary. Okay, I told him not to go, but he did go. Again you see, as auxiliary it is mentioned. Okay, here it is strengthen or give extra force on the other verb. Now see, did, as did is the form of do. Okay, we can use did. Now I told him not to go is the main. So what you said, I told him not to go, but he did go. It is giving force on go. We use, so when so used, do is stress that is spoken with more force. Here if you even when you speak, you give force on the word did, right, to show that yes, that person, okay, he should, I told him not to go, but he went. Okay, so here you are giving force on going, right, expressing about going. Okay, so here did is used as helping verb. Okay, and you're giving force even when you speak. I told him not to go, but he did go. This is the way you speak. Okay, so here we learned to use do as auxiliary. Now let us see do as main verb. Do as main verb. I did all the sums yesterday. So did all the sums. Now is there any other action over here? Is there any action that I wrote something like this? You don't have any other main action. So here your did. Did means doing only, no? Did means doing. That is becomes action only. So as you don't have any other verb, this helping verb did becomes your main verb. Okay, students? I hope this is clear. Okay, so here we will be doing the exercise now. Okay, you have 46 page number. You have 15 questions, out of which I'll be explaining you only 4. Okay, you have dialed the wrong number. Underline the auxiliaries in the following sentences. Some sentences do not have auxiliaries. Now what is mentioned over here? You have to underline only auxiliaries. Auxiliaries means helping verbs. Okay, students, helping verbs. Now some sentences may not have helping verb. Why may not have helping verb? Because there it might be used as main verbs. That you have to take care. Okay, now see, you have dialed the wrong number. Here main action is dialed. You dial, no? You know what is dialing? Number lagana. So that is called dialing. right? So you dialed, that becomes the main action. So here your answer is have. Your answer is have. What's have? Okay, have becomes the helping verb. The children are making a lot of noise. Making. So that becomes the main action. So are will become helping verb. It is a be form. I hope you remember. Would you have dinner with us on Sunday? So here would and have. Would and have. Now let me show you the picture of your textbook. Do you see would over here? That is the helping verb. Yes. And we know have is also the helping verb. So now we have to make a difference over here. What can be the helping verb, right? So would or have? Would will be the helping verb. Why? Because here having means eating. And here have is used as main verb. So can you underline have? You cannot underline have, but you can underline would. Why can you underline would? Because it can also be used as helping verb. I hope it is clear. Do you have any blank CDs? So again, are you having? Having is the main action, but do is used as helping verb. Okay, so this is the way you're going to do the exercise. So you may have two helping verbs together. You see, do and have, would and have, two together, but one of them is main and one of them is helping. So you have to underline the auxiliaries, that is the helping verb, and this is the way you are going to do the exercise. Okay, you can check your answers. Do it with pencil. Okay, you can check your answers in the final PDF that will be forwarded. Clear? Do the rest of the questions properly. Now let's move towards the point models on page number 46. What is models? So I told you before only when I explained the auxiliaries like can, could, may, might, would, shall, should, must, ought. They all like to say possibility, okay, to give permission, to say able to, okay, to say give some obligations, okay. For all that you can use auxiliaries that is itself called as models. And need, dare, they are also sometimes like models. Okay, models have only one form. Now see, models have only one form. Now in helping verbs we saw so many forms, do, it had did, it had does, right? Have, has, had. Be form had is, am, are, was, were. But in models you do not have any form. So it would be only this: can, could, may, might, will, would, shall. Okay, but what is the difference? Present, past. Present, past. Okay, this is future. Future also it can be used. Okay, this should can be used for somebody has to do something. Okay, so it does not have ending forms like this. Clear? Now auxiliaries models come before the subject in questions and can be put before not. They are important in formation of negative questions and question tags. So where can you use models? Where are you going to use these models which are helping verbs? Where? They will come before the subject. She. Okay, who is the subject? I explained you. The one who is going to do the action, right? So it will come before a subject in question. Okay. So this is helped in using negative sentences. Okay, it is helped in using questions and it is helped in making question tags. In question tags. Okay, so let's start now. Can, could, may. We'll be first doing can, could and may. What is the use of can? What is the use of could? And what is the use of may? We use can, could or may when we are asking for permission to do something. Okay, so I told you we have different things. So for permission you can use can, could or may. Keep this in mind. Permission. Okay, Can, could, may is used for asking permission to do something. Can I see your photos? Could we borrow your ladder for an hour? May I ask you a question? So all this. You can use, okay. Now you sometimes ask, no, may I come in the class? May I go to washroom? May I take his book? May I get your pen? Yes, you ask, right? So for permissions, you are going to use can, could, or may. Now could is more polite than can. Now polite way. Now every time we have some polite way to ask something, right? Now here you are asking somebody's permission. So it should always be polite. Yes. So can, could. It is more polite than can. Okay. More soft way to ask. Today, may is less common than can and is rather formal. Now, what we do, instead of using can, we use may, right? We use may to ask some permission. When we give permission, we use can or may, but not could. May is not often used in spoken English. Now, see, may is more formal way to ask a permission. Could is more polite way to ask a permission. You can use even can, okay, for permissions. You're not wrong if you use can, okay. But if you're at a formal place, suppose in school, you cannot say, can I go to washroom? Okay. If you want to say it in a polite way, you use may. What do you use? May. Now when the teacher or somebody is giving you answer, okay, if you ask a teacher, suppose if you ask me, may I ask a question? I cannot say, so what is used? Yes, you can, or yes, you may. Okay, yes, you may, yes, you can. So can or may, these two are used to give answers. Okay, but most of the time we don't use may. What do we use? You can ask me. You can ask me. Yes, you can ask me. This is what the answer that we usually give. So mostly in spoken English we don't use may. But if you use also to give answers, it's not wrong. If you ask me, may I go to washroom? Yes. What is the answer? You may or you can. Clear? See, you can go out to play. He can go off the duty now. You may park here. We can use could or was or were allowed to for general permission in the past. Okay. So if you want to give a permission, you can even give, or you can even say about past. Okay, we can use could for past. How? Was or were allowed to. Okay, suppose somebody allowed you to do something, somebody gave you permission in past. So how will you say that? Okay, I was allowed to borrow the book. Okay, we were allowed to go to the park. This is how you say, no, when permission was given in past. Okay. Example, when I was a student, I could travel at half price. So when I was a student, I was having permission to travel at half price. And instead of that, you can even use, when I was a student, I was allowed to travel at half past price. Okay. When we meant that an action really happened at a time in past, we use was or were, not allowed to or not could. So mostly when we are saying about some action that was allowed before in past, okay, that time we have to use was or were allowed to. Don't use could. Okay. If you use could, that's not wrong. Okay, but mostly we use was or were allowed to. You can see in the example also, I was allowed to see him yesterday afternoon. Okay, I could see him yesterday afternoon. So instead of could, what we need to use was allowed to when we are talking about the actions that you had permission in past. Okay, so when you are talking about past actions for which you had permissions, you are going to use was or were allowed to. Keep this clear. Or else you can use in present, if you are asking for permission, you can use can, could, may. Okay, may is very much polite and formal. Could is polite than can. Okay, when you give answer to the permission, we use can or may. This is something that you need to remember for models. Okay? When you are giving permission. Now you are having two exercises over here. Okay? On page number 47, okay, now we will be doing the exercise. Use the situations given below to make request using can, could or may. So now we have to use can, could or may. Okay. Now you are at your friend's house. You want to use his phone. Okay. Situation is there. What is the situation? That you are at your friend's house. You want to use his phone. How will you ask for permission? What will be the more polite way to ask a permission? It can be, can I use your phone or may I use your phone? Yes? You want to borrow your friend's camera. Now you want to use your friend's camera. May I borrow your camera? May I borrow your camera? Don't use friends now. How will you ask? This is the situation given and you have to ask. Okay? So may I borrow? Can I borrow? Okay? Could I borrow? You can use. You can use, no issues. But can and may will be more polite when it is a formal place, right? You want to see somebody's newspaper. Now you are asking for somebody's newspaper. You can use may or can. May I see your newspaper? Okay. Can I see your newspaper? Could I see your newspaper? Okay. So this is how you can ask. This is how you can do the other 3 questions of the exercise. Okay. Now, but make sure the situation is given to you. You have to ask permission in that situation. Okay, don't get confused. You are at your friend's house. You want to use his phone. This is the situation. You want to use his phone. Now, how will you ask his permission? May I use your phone? Right? Let me tell you orally the 4th one. You need a ruler. The student next to you has got one. Now, you need a ruler. Ruler means scale. Okay, you want a ruler from your partner. How will you ask? How will you ask? May I have your ruler? Okay, or may I use your ruler? This also you can write. But may I have your ruler? Okay, because has is given over here, you can convert it as have. Okay, so this way do the other ones. Now the other exercise. Rewrite the sentences using can, could or may. Okay, this is a permission given to you. Okay, I give him permission to take my scooter. I give him permission to take my scooter. You have to rewrite it using can, could or may. The permission you have to write it using can, could or may. So see, he can take my scooter. How did you give him permission? I give him permission to take my scooter. He can take my scooter. Not I can take my scooter. Now don't write I can take my scooter because you are giving somebody. Okay, you are giving somebody. You given him. So that is why he can take my scooter. You are allowed to leave the office as soon as you have finished. Now what is the permission given? That you can leave the office. So what is the permission? You can or may leave the office as soon as you have finished. Is it clear? Now passengers are allowed to take one bag onto the plane. Now are allowed. Okay. So passengers can take one bag onto the plane, or passengers may take one bag onto the plane. Is it clear? You have to see where the permission is mentioned. Okay, that one you have to omit and add can, may or could. You can even say passengers could take one bag onto the plane. Clear? But as we are using a polite way, passengers can or may take one bag onto the plane. So the same way you can do the other questions also. I have 8. Okay, let me orally tell you the 4th one. Is it all right if I take a photo of yours? Now what is the permission asked? That somebody wants to take your photo. Okay, so how will he ask for permission? Suppose you want to take somebody's photo. So can I take a photo of yours? Could I take a photo of yours? May I take a photo of yours? Okay, so out of three, any you can use. Okay, is it clear, students? So this was in today's class. I hope you understood it properly. If you didn't understand, you can ask in the comment section.